preparing to live stream on YouTube. We can only do YouTube or Facebook.
YouTube always.
Yeah.
I'd do Facebook personally.
It's only doing it to my account on Facebook. We're on YouTube
It's not
now.
doing it to. Right, okay. It's not doing it to.
Right, we're live on YouTube.
Right. I've got the link up here.
Yeah.
But we're not live on Facebook.
No, I'll just put it on Facebook now while people join. So
right.
God, this is a strange one.
I know.
Right.
I'll just put it in my group chat now.
Let's see if anyone's in. One watching.
I'll just let everyone know that it's YouTube only.
Yeah, spot on. Right.
Well, I'm on the YouTube thing now, and it's just coming up with that.
Is it not working?
I don't think so. It says one waiting.
One waiting?
Oh, right. Yeah, we're there. We're in here. We're in. Got it.
If anyone's on the YouTube now, leave a comment and see if it's working. So.
One watching now, it says.
On Facebook anyway. Right. Yeah, we've got 3 watching. So we'll get started whenever you're ready. Right. Are you ready? Looks like we're having some technical issues. God. Not working, is it? Alex, are you there? Oh, God. Right, Alex has just messaged me. It's froze for him, so hopefully we'll get it sorted in the next 5 minutes. God. God, there's still a few things that we need to iron out for this. But hopefully you can hear me all right. And hopefully we can get Alex sorted as soon as possible, and then we can get started. So God, I've got 6 watching as well. Oh dear. Right. Hopefully, Alex has just messaged me saying that he's coming back in. So hopefully, it's not just me. Oh dear, dear, oh dear. God, if we're not sorted by 10 past, might have to knock it on the head. Christ. Oh, come on. Hold on. Oh, thank God. All right, I can see you. Can I hear you? Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I can hear you. There we
Brilliant.
go. We've got the pressure on there. God, I was feeling it.
Oh God, sorry about that. Wi-Fi, absolutely
worries.
rubbish.
No worries. Right, at least we're sorted now. We'll just get straight into it because we've actually got quite a few. We've got 8 people. So
Oh, blimey. Right. So let's we need to cut the intro out. Just let's go straight in.
get straight into. Everyone knows the intro by now. So
Yeah. So we'll start off Bayern Munich PSG in the week. What a game.
and do you know what? I think it is by far probably the best game I've seen all season. And I missed the
Do you know
first
what?
half.
Do you know what? It's the best game I think I can say I've watched since no fans have been in, and I can actually sit down and say, "Oh my God, I really enjoyed that."
Yeah, 100%. Like I say, it was just. I mean, the thing was as well. It's always nice to see Bayern getting beat, and PSG.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, taking the chances. But like I say, I missed the first half. I had to watch the Chelsea game with Paddy, so I sat through watched 45 minutes of that, but caught the second half, and it was just as good. So
No, PSG favourite. I didn't see that one coming either because, well, I find that, but I didn't think PSG had it in them to go there and win. But I was proved wrong. 3 away goals, excellent. Really can't knock
yeah,
them.
and like I say, when Bayern started taking control, I thought Kimmich was excellent for Bayern, but once they started taking control, Mbappe, I mean, what a way to take the chance,
I know
and win the game.
It was a weird one as well because they made about 2 subs in unenforced as well by Munich, didn't they? In normal time, sorry, in the first half, they made 2 unenforced subs. They were obviously rattled. Who was it who come off? Was it?
No, Hernandez went to centre half, didn't he? It was. Oh God, who was it?
I've cracked under pressure. I forgot. Who was it? It was. I've got it up here. It was Nicolas Soule and Goretzka.
Yeah, Goretzka. I remember. Yeah, I mean, it says sort of how well PSG played. Really, thought Marquinhos was unlucky.
I know. I thought he'd really struggle after he got subbed off. Well, sorry, I thought PSG would really struggle after Marquinhos got subbed off, but no, they held it together. I mean, I know they got pegged back, but they didn't let their heads drop, and they went and got a third away goal as well. Which, unless Bayern go and put in an equal performance over in Paris, I think they're through.
Well, I think they've done it before, haven't they? Bottled it in the second leg, but I think to be honest with you, it's all whether Lewandowski's going to be playing. I think if he's there.
I mean, let's not pull any punches there. If Lewandowski's on the pitch, Bayern probably score a lot more goals than they did.
Well, Eric Choupo-Moting up top. I mean,
we'll see. I'm really. Is there a week's break in between, or is the second leg next week?
I think it is. It's next week. I think
I'm really looking forward to watching that. Then it'll be.
Might be at the pub for it, so
fingers crossed.
With a fresh haircut, so hopefully.
I think we both need one, to be honest. Right. Next was Real Madrid and Liverpool. I thought Liverpool were in with a bit of a shout here because of the injuries to Ramos and well, not an injury to Varane, but obviously he's contracted COVID, and I thought that'd be. I fancied Liverpool here, and I've got to be honest. For most part of the game, Liverpool they played like they hadn't played with each other ever before.
Yeah, I thought the thing is, I thought Cruz was by far the best player on the pitch. I mean, that pass for the first goal,
wasn't
it's something else. That, but I think the thing is, Liverpool's centre halves. I know they've got their injuries, but I think that is their biggest weakness. And and do you know what? It's what we should have done against them at the weekend. You know, started pinging a few over, and they.
Yeah.
The thing is, they've got a player like Cruz, and like I say, he was the standout player for me. But you know, I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold probably won't want to remember that game in a hurry.
No. But you know, Liverpool, if they win 2-0 at Anfield, they do go through. I think they probably would fancy the chances a lot more if we were living in normal times and there were fans in Anfield for that. But unfortunately, obviously, I think it's well documented why there won't be, and I think they might find it a struggle because, you know, it's a bit of a cliche in football, isn't it? European nights at Anfield, but it's spot on, really. That crowd there, when they get up for it, makes such a difference, and I think they'll miss them.
Yeah, they're definitely. But I mean, the thing is, that away goal I think was crucial. I think if they don't get that away goal, I think they're out. I mean, that's like I say, they only have to, well, say only, but you know, 2-0's not really unthinkable, is it? And I think
when you look at what Liverpool have done in the past, it's nothing really, isn't it?
Oh yeah, exactly. But no, like I say, the big miss without fans, but I'm looking forward to it.
And then the other game on that night was Man City. It was that night, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
Same night,
Man City versus Dortmund. Well, what a weird game.
Do you know what? I was really impressed by Dortmund. Really, I've watched them a couple of times this season, and they've been poor. But I thought they took the game to Man City, pressed them high, and stopped them. You know, at times playing out from the back, and that Jude Bellingham, what should have been a goal, you know, really summed it up.
It was a goal, wasn't it? I can't believe that it wasn't given, but that's just VAR. Well, I say that's just VAR. It just seems to be football at the minute. VAR's not, you know, it's nitpicking the really small things, but then there's an obvious one that it'll go. I don't get it personally.
Neither do I. Ref shouldn't be blowing the whistle there, really, should he?
No, of course not. I mean, that tie is far from over, especially with Dortmund getting an away goal. I mean, I know Foden's done really well to grab a winner for Man City, and it's gave them a much bigger chance going into that away game. But you know, Dortmund away, it's not going to be easy for Man City. They're by no means through.
Oh no, 100%. I mean, just on another note, you know, Bellingham, Foden.
Yeah,
what
Bellingham,
a delight to watch,
Foden.
and what future, you know, we could have for England. So
no, they were Bellingham was excellent, I thought, and then again, so was Foden. He took that goal really well. And then Chelsea, would you say as good as through?
Do you know what? I was like to say, I watched the first half, and I thought Porto were really unlucky, really.
I've got to be honest, I was that infatuated in the Bayern versus PSG game. I didn't actually see. I only saw the goals.
Yeah,
in the Chelsea game.
I think the thing like they look dangerous on the set pieces, and they had plenty of them. And I don't know if they had an actual decent striker, and I mean, we go on about Marega, you know, so he's not all that. The thing was, I thought they had the chances there, but they didn't take them. But 2 away goals, you can't really see Porto turning up and
going to Stamford Bridge and winning.
Is it at Stamford Bridge?
Yeah, it is. Oh no, it's not. Is it?
It's not. No, because I know it was. We've got that. It's all confusing. There's that thing with Portugal. But I think the thing is, it's be a tough ask for Porto either way. I think it's at the same place. Was it at Sevilla?
I do apologise, but if you do hear any like chimes or anything, the old scream man's just going past my house. I don't know why, because it's freezing down here. But,
it's been raining all day.
But no, it's in Sevilla, isn't it? So, but I still can't see Porto scoring 2 goals against Chelsea. Chelsea away, which they're not away, but in name it's away.
Yeah. I mean, just quickly before we move on to the Europa League, we have got a couple of questions. So the Rory with the weekly question: will the Soccer Saturday boost land?
Do you know what? I'm going to say no.
I haven't seen it. I'll be honest.
It's Liverpool at home to Villa. it's Bournemouth at home to us, and it's whoever Norwich are playing. I think
Oh,
it's
Derby
Derby.
away. Derby away.
Derby, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've just got a feeling. I've got a feeling that one team's going to sneak a result in there. I hope it's us, but
Yeah. No,
I don't
it
know.
always sounds a lot better than it is, doesn't it? There'll be something in.
Yeah, and I think it's rubbish price as well at 5-1.
Oh yeah. So
I'm not. Well, I will back it through tradition, but I don't. I'm not very.
no.
I'm not very hopeful.
Next one, tips for Grand National if it goes ahead.
Well, my tip. Well, I think it is. They've just gone and confirmed it, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I think. Well, my tip's a non-runner, so I'm actually. I'd like to ask that to the crowd, whatever the tips are, because I tipped Fagan, and I read this morning that he's not running anymore. So
yeah, well, I've gone Clough Cap. Me, I know he's a favourite. But
I don't want to name names, but there's somebody who's in my group of friends who's waiting on Clough Cap for a lot of money.
Well, I've got a feeling about him. So anyway, we'll come back to questions later. We'll move on to the more important European competition.
The Europa League, Arsenal Slavia last night. And let's be honest, I don't think there were many people of a non-Tottenham or Chelsea persuasion that in the wider football community didn't want Arsenal to win last night because of obviously very well documented incidents in Slavia's last game against Rangers. I know Kadela didn't play, but I don't think the club have covered himself in any glory recently. But
no,
they're same old Arsenal, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, the thing was that there was 3 or 4 opportunities, that you've got to take, and it's disappointing on the back of the Liverpool defeat, which was, well, it was shocking 90 minutes really. Lucky to only be 3-0, and Slavia Prague aren't. I know they knocked out Leicester and Rangers, but they're not too special. And we've gifted them a goal. That's what they wanted, the away goal. We go there, they're just going to sit back for 90 minutes, try and catch us on the counter attack, and we've just got to hope that it's a miracle and we actually turn up for once.
And it was just, like I say, it was just the most Arsenal thing I think I've ever seen. You go and get that late goal and you look. It was a bit like obviously it's not the same, but it's similar because you didn't get knocked out. But it reminded me of Olympiacos last year.
Yeah, the thing is, you know me, I'm not one to criticise Arteta, but I think Martinelli should have been starting in the first place. I thought it was disappointing seeing Willian, and I thought the subs were far too late. When you look at how much they changed the game, Aubameyang come under fire recently, rightly so, but he changed the game, got the assist for what we thought was the winning goal. And look how much they changed it. They could have been doing that 20, 30 minutes earlier. It was far too late. So,
but no, I think that's a really tough game for you in the next round because, well,
they've got a good home record.
Well, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this about Arsenal, but a better team, Leicester, have gone there and struggled. So who's to say that Arsenal are going to go there and find it a walk in the park?
Well, it's definitely not a walk in the park. No European quarterfinals a walk in the park, and especially not against the Czechs. So,
well, you say that. Man United as good as through, you'd imagine.
Well, yeah, you'd have thought so. The highlight of the game looked to be the pitch invader,
the streaker. I'd love to know how that happened.
Was it 15 hours? It was camping in the ground. I mean, that is some dedication. But no, it was. I'll be honest. I've seen the goals. I didn't really have an interest in watching football after our performance. But no, the Rashford one. I mean, you've got to take your hats off to him. I mean, he's fantastic season on and off the pitch. And then, I mean, Bruno Fernandes penalty. I mean, it was written in the stars, really, wasn't it?
Of course it was.
Awful penalty, by the way.
It's not like him to go and score a penalty, is it? Right. And then one standout result from the week, other standout result, sorry. Norwich 7, Huddersfield 0. You're looking at Norwich City, they're as good as you'd imagine. They're probably going to want to go and break the 100 points mark.
I mean, to be honest with you, I've seen the run of fixtures. You'd back them to break the 100 points mark, and
the way they're playing, you'd think they're going to. I mean, I think they've got such a fantastic team for this level. Todd Cantwell, same with Pukki, Buendia, Tim Krul in goal. I think it's ridiculous how their strength in depth.
Yeah, and Buendia. I mean, I said the other day, he's probably he is, in my opinion, the best Championship player at the minute. And I'd be surprised if he's there next season. Really, I know there's a lot of top clubs, and to be honest, he should be playing European football next year. The way he's been playing, I mean, he's taking the mick really.
But no, Norwich, like I say, as good as up, and fair play to them. And you'd hope. The thing is, could you see Norwich doing what Burnley have done and going down and coming back up and stabilising? Because I can't. Because I think what Norwich's strengths are this season will be their downfall next season. The fact I just think they play too nice a football.
Do you know what?
Burnley come and set the apple cart a little bit the way they played, but Norwich, they play lovely stuff, but they'll just get picked off really next season. In my opinion, they'll probably come back down again.
I mean, it was a story last season, wasn't it? They had some brilliant performances against the better teams, but weren't getting the results. You know, it's all nice, it's all good and well. You know, playing nice football looks good on the eye, but if it doesn't get you results, unfortunately, they'll just keep going up and down.
Yeah. Right. So let's give. We'll answer a few more questions before we go into the predictions.
Yeah.
Let's have a look what we got. Best ice cream from the ice cream van.
Oh. Do you know what? I usually go for a caramel magnum, but if I was to get one at normal ones, you can't go wrong with Mr. Whippy with 99.
No, I'm. This might be a bit boring, but I do like Mr. Whippy, the double cone with a flake, bit of raspberry sauce. Can't go wrong with that. Best character in Little Britain.
I'll be honest, I've never watched. The only person I know is in fact, I don't know anyone from it. So
I'm going to go Marjorie, but that's a bit of a controversial. Lewis McDonald, who do you think will make the playoffs and the championships?
Keep watching.
Well, keep watching. Yeah, we'll come to that.
Yeah.
Who do you think? Who do you think will win the Masters? I don't know. I've lost interest in it because all my bets are mudded.
Justin Rose, he looks well. To me, he's about 100 and something to 1, but now he looks like he's playing well. Tell you who won't win it: Lee Westwood. Watched him yesterday, and he's playing like me. So, right. Anyway, last question before we move on. Most exciting English talent. That's actually a good question. There.
Sorry, Mummy, shut the door, please.
Carry on.
That's being home. Right. Most exciting English talent.
I'd stick Foden.
You got to say Bellingham or Foden, really, haven't you?
Do you know what?
Right. Let's.
No, move on. Get on to the Premier League.
Right. We'll go into the predictions. There's a game in a couple of hours, actually. I know one part of the Northeast will be taking a very vested interest in this match. Fulham versus Wolves.
Yeah, and you know, it could have been a bigger game really on paper. You know, if you think Fulham hold it out against Villa, but I think that's the thing with them, isn't it? They can't seem to hold on to it when they get the lead. And
no, but I can see him getting I can see him getting a result tonight. I really can. I think Wolves. Look, I don't want to keep saying it because I feel like Wolves are a team that I just keep going in on this season. But my God, I just think they're appalling to watch. I think, like I say, I do think the Wolves bubble is kind of bursting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I think they're gonna, from what I've read, they're going to be making a lot of change. They're going to be making a lot of changes to the squad in the summer. I feel like I think. Apparently, the owners have come out and said that everyone's got a price. So if they receive a good offer for the likes of Neves and Patricio, I think that, and Neto, most importantly for them, that they're happy to let him go. I think
that's stupid. Getting rid of Neto when he's arguably not arguably.
Well, no, I don't think they're actively. I don't think they're actively looking to sell. I think it's just that they said he's got a price, and if someone's going to get close to that, they'd entertain it. But I do think the Wolves kind of, I'm not going to say fairy tale, but their bubbles bursting a little bit. And I'm going to say Fulham are going to get a draw tonight. I'm going to go 1-1.
Do you know what? I was going to say 1-1. I can't see Wolves winning, but you know, I think it's going to be another one of those ones where Fulham get so close, but they just can't hold on. And it's like, say, same story all season. I want to go 2-2.
2-2. Right.
Yeah.
Now, Manchester City versus Leeds. I think everyone's billing this as like Bielsa versus Pep. It was a really good game earlier in the season, actually. I remember watching it for a 1-1 draw, but you can't really look past Manchester City, really, as admirable as Leeds are. They'll probably get picked off here. I'm going to go 3-0 to Man City.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. I think, the way that they go out there and they attack teams. I mean, it's, you've got to praise them for it, but the Man City team that they played last time is nowhere near the form they're in now. And I think I'm going to say 4-0. I just think they've got too much for him, and like I say, they'll just pick them off. I mean, the way De Bruyne is playing at the minute, it's just unbelievable.
Right, Liverpool versus Villa. Do you know what? I can see Villa sneaking a result here because I just think Liverpool are going to be. Well, I think they'll probably chop and change for the second leg in the week, and it's on the boost as well for Liverpool to win. And I've just got a feeling that Villa might sneak a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I can't see Villa winning personally. I know obviously you'd have said that the earlier game in the season, and I mean, who would have called that? And I mean, that was when they had Van Dijk as well. But watching Liverpool at the weekend, they did look a lot better, and I just think they're going to sneak another win in. Like you say, I think there will be a few changes looking forward to the second leg, but I think they're going to sneak a 2-1 win to Liverpool. I'm going.
Right. So team looking to bounce back after a completely freak result last week is Chelsea. They make the short trip down to Selhurst Park. They've got Crystal Palace. Do you think Chelsea will get back on track? I know they got back on track in the week, but in the league campaign, can you see them getting back on track and getting back to winning ways?
Yeah, I think if Thiago Silva stays on the pitch, I don't think they're losing 5-2. I mean, it is obvious. No. It's stating the obvious, really. They look like they were gonna. Well, I say see out. It was only half an hour in, but
yeah.
The thing is, when you've
they probably wouldn't have lost.
No, but I mean, there's no defending really. I mean, conceding 5 to West Brom in the manner they did, but watching them in midweek, I do think it's a big result. I mean, Palace aren't really tearing up the league at the minute, are they? No. So I do think it's going to be a routine Chelsea win. Nothing special, 2-0.
I was going to go 2-0, but I'll go different. I'll say, in fact, you know what? If you don't mind, I'm going to go 2-0 as well.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably the most the most realistic scoreline. We'll agree for once.
Now, here's one for the football purist, for the neutral. An absolute feast of a match. Burnley versus Newcastle, which is actually a really big game down at the bottom because.
Do you know what?
Well, no. Do you know what? No, I say that Newcastle last week. I've given them enough stick over the last few weeks, so I think it's only fair I give them some credit. They played really well against Spurs, I thought.
Yeah, they did, and do you know what? Funnily enough, on paper, sounds like an awful game. I remember the game at St James's Park. We watched it in the SU. And it was a really good game. St. Maximin was on fire. Fair, yeah. So the thing is, I mean, who would have seen it coming? I mean, Joe Linton opening and scoring. I mean, who better to get the equaliser than Joe Willock? But do you know what? I've backed Newcastle to win, and I want to go for them again. I think, like I say, off the back of that result, I think that's absolutely massive. Especially with Fulham losing, I think it puts them. Is it 3 points clear?
Yeah, 3 points.
And they've got the game in hand on Fulham. I personally think, if the results go their way, tonight Wolves win, and Newcastle pick up a win against Burnley. I think that's probably the season over really for Fulham.
Yeah.
But so I am going to go. I'm going to stick. I'm going to 2-1. Was it 2-1 at St James's Park?
It was 3-1.
It was 3-1. I'm going to go 2-1 this time to Newcastle.
Do you know what? I think Newcastle can take a lot from that performance against Spurs. I really do. I think if any team deserved to win the game, it was probably them. They've got Wilson and St. Maximin apparently fit to start, which is massive. I know they've lost Lascelles, which he seems to be the glue holding the defence together. But I think Newcastle are going to sneak a 1-0 win.
Yeah.
And I think that drags Burnley right back into the mix.
Yeah, well, like I say, I say it's over really, but I don't know because it is quite tight at the bottom. Brighton getting robbed last week against Man United pushes them back into it really. Yeah, again.
Yeah.
But no, it could be. I mean, is it last game at season's Fulham Newcastle as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that has potential to be massive, isn't it? But,
yeah, fingers crossed. It goes right down to the wire. So
well, there hasn't been a proper survival last day of the season scrap for a good few seasons now, if I remember rightly.
Not in the Prem.
Last season even. Sorry.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Villa. Do you know what?
Yeah.
It was that.
But it was basically.
It was a bit watered down with no fans, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So next you've got West Ham versus Leicester, and well, this is a battle for top four. Because if West Ham win this, you probably make them. Well, they already are in pole position for fourth, really. But if they win this, they're gonna. It's really on, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the thing is, everyone I think been waiting, including me, waiting for him to fall. But watching him, I mean, the game against Wolves of an I mean, absolutely. Some of the worst defender I've seen in the Premier League for that goal. But Lingard, I mean, don't take anything away from him. Absolutely fantastic goal, finish, run, and probably the most informed player, being realistic, in the Premier League at the moment. And
I think he's going to end up going to that Euros, isn't he?
And fully deserved, I mean, I for one wrote him off, but I mean, you can't take anything away from him. And it, talk about adding to the squad in January. I mean, what a fantastic signing for West Ham.
I know.
And I mean, 2 windows they've had, and everyone they've brought in really is done. I mean, they've just brought Craig Dawson in on a permanent now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's another brilliant signing, and I think that if they win, like you say, puts them in pole position. I mean, I can't really imagine West Ham in the Champions League.
No, I think after the ill-fated Man United spell, I don't think anyone thought David Moyes would be a Champions League manager again.
No.
But do you know what? There's no reason why West Ham can't win here, because they went and thrashed Leicester earlier in the season, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm gonna back them. I'm gonna back them for a 2-1 win. Lingard to score again.
I think Lingard will score again. I'm going to go draw. I'm going to go 2-2. So
right. You making a note of these, by the way?
Yeah.
Right. So we got next one. This was the weekend earlier in the season where there were just some ridiculous matches, weren't there?
This was the same weekend as the 7-2.
It was. Yeah. We're now talking about Tottenham Man United, which was another freak scoreline earlier in the season. I can't see a repeat of that.
Oh, not with the way Spurs are playing at the minute now. I mean, no. when that result happened, I mean, we were talking about Spurs winning the title. I mean, our times have changed.
But I think Spurs. I think there just seems to be a really flat, disillusioned atmosphere at the club at the minute, and I think United are going to win 1-0.
Do you know what?
In fact, no. In fact, do you know what? I haven't backed to 0-0 yet, so I'm going to scrap that. I'm going to go 0-0. Do
you know what? I think I was going to go draw. I think on paper, I think it has got 0-0 written all over it, but I'm going to go 1-1, and I'm going to even add in a Bruno Fernandes penalty to equalise. Maybe not as early as the previous game, but
right. So next one, your lot, Sheffield United versus Arsenal. You got to be winning this one, surely.
Well, I mean, you'd hope so. They've done it before. I think it's Leif Mousset. I think his only Premier League goals seem to come against us, but I think the thing is, it needs to be a thrashing, really. I think to put some confidence,
a morale
back into
boosting
the team.
Thrashing.
Probably for Sheffield United, it'd probably be the game that puts them over the edge and they pull a miracle.
It'll be Paul Heckingbottom's only win in charge of Sheffield United.
It wouldn't surprise me. But no, I think it is one. I mean, it's looking quite. We've got to score some goals. You've got to come from somewhere. I think ahead of the big second leg. But I don't think we are personally. I think we're going to make an absolute meal of it, as we always do. and I'm going to still stick with a win. I'm going to say 2-1.
Yeah, look, I can't see you not winning here. I think Sheffield United, I watched them against Leeds last week, and despite the fact they equalised, I think they looked terrible. They looked awful. I think you're going to win 3-0.
I hope so.
Right. And then, well, I think for the past few weeks, other than last week, obviously, because we didn't get a chance to talk about this game because we didn't do a show, but
yeah,
every week we seem to be saying this really is it for West Brom. No one saw that coming. I'd love to see the odds you got on 5-2, and providing that Fulham and Newcastle, if they both drop points, West Brom are in with a massive shout, and I can see them winning again this weekend.
Yeah, what is it? 8 points, I think, between them and Newcastle.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, you know, I've seen the highlights of the game against Burnley, and the thing is, you've got to give it to Southampton coming back from 2-0, especially
the way Burnley. They've been playing as well.
Yeah, I think earlier in the season you'd have said put your money on Southampton, easy 3 points, but like I say, who saw that coming last week? And do you know what? I can see Big Sam getting another result here.
Yeah.
I want to say 2-1. I think is it Diagne up top. I'm a fan of it.
Diagne.
And Matis Pereira. He won't be there next season.
Excellent.
No chance.
Even if they stay up, I think he's probably going to be attracting a few clubs.
100%.
But no, I can see West Brom winning here. I think they'll win 1-0.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is Southampton haven't got anything to play for, really, have they?
And you know what? Some of the football they played last week, it was excellent.
I mean, the Big Sam gets his stick. It was good stuff. I mean,
even against 10 men, you've still to go to Stamford Bridge and score 5 goals and completely outplay Chelsea is an achievement in its own right.
I mean, the thing is, you talk about this, Tim, but I mean, the other week I watched Bayern against Stuttgart. I think it was. They were down to 10 men in 10 minutes and they won something stupid like 5-0. And you know, so it's not like, especially with the money Chelsea have spent, the players they've got. I mean, it's commendable. You've got to take your hat off to West Brom and brilliant result for them. So
yeah, right. Final game: Brighton versus Everton. I think Everton, they were frustrated last week. I can see them getting frustrated again here. I'm going to go 1-1.
Do you know what? Yeah, I think I didn't actually watch the I only watched the highlights of the Brighton Man United game, and I thought they were unlucky. You know, what 1-1. There was the penalty decision that, I mean, personally, I'm not sure how it wasn't given on Danny Welbeck. I think Maguire's got away with a massive one there, and I think it's like say the story of Brighton's season. But no, I think it, like say, I mean, I talk about Everton all the time. It's the sort of game, you know, they struggle against the poorer sides, and I think they're going to struggle again. And I'd have said 1-1. Do you know what? I ain't back to 0-0. I want to say 0-0.
Right.
I don't back them often. But
is that Brighton to have about 5 XG but
6.
not score?
Yeah.
Right. So that's the predictions done. Dip into the Championship.
Answer Lewis's question.
Answer Lewis's question.
If he's still watching.
That top 2 are as good as up, you'd imagine.
Yeah.
I think Watford play tonight against Reading, I believe. Yeah. I think if Watford win that, I think them and Norwich, you can probably as good as say they're up. But who do we think will get the playoffs? Well, I think it's last chance saloon for Borough this weekend, isn't it?
100%. Yeah. The thing is, who really would have thought, you know, Barnsley versus Borough? I mean, last season, the game that we watched, I've gone about it all the time. Who would have thought when we were sat in the rain, freezing, that this would be the game that is for the playoffs? You know, it shows you the Championship, up and down, up and down. And now, and do you know what? I wouldn't write Barnsley off, really. I think people, you know, the season they're having, it's easy enough to say, but I don't know. I wouldn't be able to call it.
Well, that Daryl Dike, I think he's on loan from Orlando City, and they want £17 million from him in the summer or something like that.
Well, I think it's his age, and you know, I think
he's banging them in. But I think anyone from Middlesbrough up, I think, needs to start putting some results together if they want to make a run at the playoffs.
I personally think Bournemouth are going to nick it. You know, the way they're playing at the moment, they have had a bit of an upturn in form. They've got the game in hand, and it's their goal difference compared to Reading, Barnes. I think even Swansea haven't got the goal difference. You know that they've got that in their favour.
I tell you what, I would not write Swansea out of dropping out that top six.
God, they have been so poor recently. But Brentford as well. You know,
I think Brentford will be fine.
No, but I think they'll be fine. I just think the way they're dropping points at the moment against the teams they've been playing, it's not a good. They need to get. I think they've got 7 games left. Brentford have. Yeah, they've got to really, pick up and get some form for the playoffs.
Yeah, but no, I think you're right about Bournemouth. I think they will probably be the team that if there is one to break into that top 6, it probably will be them. They've got us tomorrow. I mean, I don't hold much hope. That being said, we did get to Carrow Road earlier in the season and sneak a point. So
and Brentford we
beat Brentford at home. We beat Brentford at home. But if we play like we did on Monday, because I thought we were excellent on Monday, we might sneak a result.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you probably won't be happy with me saying this, but I think that win and Rotherham's loss. I mean, how they lost to Wickham in the way they did. Yeah. I think that probably is. I don't want to say it, but a massive step in the right direction for Carl. Yeah, I'll say that. I won't.
In fact, I'll tell you one thing, which there won't be a show before this. We've got Rotherham next week.
Well, there will be a show. Well,
it's on Thursday. It's on Thursday.
What time? The show's on Thursday next week, which we need to announce at the end.
Oh,
we're double booked on Friday.
Oh, Christ, we are, aren't we? Oh, God, I hope it don't clash. What's on?
No, surely you'll be kicking off at 7.
Kick off at 7, yeah.
Yeah.
7. Yeah, which that is a huge game. I think
we'll talk about it next week. We'll do a bit.
I don't want to say it too early, but I would say if we avoid defeat tomorrow and Rotherham lose again and we win that, I think that might be us as good as all right.
The thing is, Rotherham, they've got the games in hand, but they've got to play 3 or 4 games in the space of a week.
I mean, I'm not being funny. If they're getting beat 3-0 at home off Wickham, they've seriously got some issues, haven't they? But I will not rest until it's mathematically over. But anyway, dipping into League One, there was a massive game on Easter Monday, Peterborough, Sunderland. I think Sunderland would have taken the point with that game in hand. They've got, especially going behind as well.
Fantastic goal, by the way, from McGeady.
It was lovely. He's a different gravy in that league, isn't he? Apart from when he plays against us. But I think it's pretty much a 2-way battle between Peterborough and Sunderland. It's just who's going to blink first. The way both of them are playing, I think it's going to be a sickener for whoever doesn't.
Yeah.
Because we're saying this like Hull have already gone up, but I think Hull will be fine. I think they'll pull through.
The thing is, Hull seem to go on these patches where they pull out, they get some results where you think, God. I mean, they lost to Burton. I think they were one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Against Burton to lose, and I mean, the thing is, it's always exciting. I think there's so many teams that can then push into the playoffs. I mean, we talk about Lincoln. I mean, Lincoln's fall from the top is remarkable. But then look at Blackpool. Who would have seen them, pulling up?
Neil Critchley's Blackpool.
Yeah, I've got to mention it every time.
But no, I think, like I say, whoever doesn't go up at that top 3, Hull, Peterborough, Sunderland, it is going to be such a kick in the teeth, because especially if Hull don't go up, because they've been leading the way for the whole thing, and then Peterborough as well, who've they play some lovely stuff.
They shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, that game against Rochdale, bottom of the league. I mean, they were 2-0 up. I think it was 2-0. There were 2 goals up, and then they have to clinch like a 97th minute equaliser to draw 3-3 with bottom of the league. I mean, it's some sort of games. I mean, we say you have to win. And I think the way Sunderland are going, I think they're going to.
I can't see Sunderland losing.
I think Sunderland will win it. I think they'll win the league personally. Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. They've got to win the games around.
Whoever doesn't go up, it'll be interesting to see how they do in the playoffs because, well, will they be absolutely kicking themselves and gutted and confidence to drop for the playoffs, or will they, galvanise? It'll be an interesting one.
Personally,
go on.
I was just going to add in Neil Critchley's Blackpool. I personally, I think they're probably favourites for the playoffs. The way that
they're playing.
Yeah. So.
Right, and then we've got Ipswich, who they've been taken over this week by an American consortium. I think what it is for Ipswich, they've got an outside chance of the playoffs, but I think what they'll probably try and do is win the league next season, maybe under new ownership, a bit of a fresh start.
Oh, well, I've read he's cleared the debt at the club, hasn't he? So I mean, that's a good start. Yeah. They brought in Paul Cook mid-season. I think it's probably a good thing, getting rid of Paul Lambert. I mean, we spoke about that a few weeks ago. But yeah, I mean, the thing is with the squad, I mean, they've brought in, he can't pump money halfway through the season. So I think, like you say, it is, a look at next season. They'll probably spend, get some better players in. I mean, and give it a go. So it'd be nice to see him go up. So
Ipswich, it's a bigger club than people give it credit for. Ipswich, European cups and that.
Yeah. So
I think they'll be looking to get out of that league as soon as possible. Right, dipping into League Two, 4 points separating third and seventh. That just sums League Two up, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we both know what it's like we say, and the thing is, it's been really. It's probably been one of the best. To say there's been no fans there, it's been really enjoyable to watch this season at times.
Yeah.
I can't say I sit and watch the full 90 minutes, but I like watching, the highlights. And
I think Bolton got their first, they suffered their first defeat in, I think it was something ridiculous, like 15 games or something like that. And that's Tranmere currently sitting third they've got a one goal superior goal difference on Bolton.
Do you know what? The thing is as well, look at third to seventh. The highest goal difference is Newport in seventh with 9. I mean, you've got +6, +2, +4, +5. I mean, it sums it up really. I think
you've got to give some credit to Morecambe though, because everyone's been saying, Morecambe will fall off, and they're plugging away quiet, and they look like they'll probably get in the playoffs.
Well, we'll just give a quick shout out. Ben Pringle getting his first start of the year against Cambridge.
Did he?
Yeah, they lost 2-1.
And he started. I didn't even see that.
I've seen on Twitter. They were saying, I think it was his first start of 2021, definitely.
So, and he got 58 minutes.
Yeah.
He's improved. Let's hope he can get a few more.
That's the perks of the show.
Maybe we could say his appearance on the show got him back in. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I know.
And then we got, I think, be worried if you play for Southend United because you could be getting a few dressing downs on the centre circle because Phil Brown's back in management, back at Southend. They sacked the manager this morning and put him in straight away. And he did a good job at Southend when he was there. He got them up. He got them promoted from league. He took them from the bottom of League Two, got them up, and then solidified them in League One. He probably knows that club like the back of his hand. So I think that's probably quite a positive move for Southend.
Yeah, well, I think was it Mark Molesley? I mean, the thing is, I think with Southend, they're a bit of a joke at the moment, really, aren't they? Let's be honest. I mean, I don't think it's really any manager wants to go there. I mean, he was at Weymouth, I think. They were looking.
Yeah.
They won promotion with him. So I don't think he'll struggle getting another job. But I do think Phil Brown.
I think it was hard for him to turn down the opportunity to manage a league club, especially when he's at Weymouth and the carry on.
I was just going to say, I don't think that he's done himself any harm, really. I mean, I don't think he did too bad with him. They pulled out a few good results, and like I say, Phil Brown knows what he's doing. He'll know the area, know the people, and hopefully he can pull off a miracle with him, really, because I think it is what they need at the moment.
Yeah, right. we are going to answer some questions if you've got any towards the end. So do get them in. But well, we do need to talk about a bit of a. It's sad, but it's important that we need to talk about it. Some well, the only word you can use is tragic news from the National League this week. I know we've got an avid viewer of the show who's a Yeovil Town fan, and I've been speaking to him about it over the course of last week, and it really opened my eyes as to the issue. And that was Lee Collins, Yeovil Town's captain. He sadly took his own life in the week. It just 32 is completely no age, and it just highlights the message yet again that if you aren't feeling yourself, just go and speak to someone, because it's absolutely devastating to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the word shocking, really, isn't it? I mean, like say 32, no age. He's got a family, and it's just one of them ones. I mean, you can be a professional footballer. I think people, look at professional footballers and they think, well, they're living the life. They must be happy. They've got all this, but I think there's so much more to it. Mental health affects anyone, whether you're a footballer, a doctor, or any job. And it just highlights how much needs to be done, especially in football. I mean, we spoke to James Coppinger about it, and he's so passionate about, getting it in at a young age, because I think that's sort of where it develops, isn't it? Young footballers, too much pressure on them, and you think at the end of the day, I hate to say it, but it is, it needs to be done. And so much more needs to be done. I mean, it's said all the time, but it's still not enough done. And highlights it. And I mean, I just can't imagine what it'd be like for his family, at the moment, and for the club.
Yeah, teammates, family, the manager, even fans, really, as well.
I mean, he was the captain. I mean,
it's absolutely it's shocking, and like I say, it reaffirms the point where football needs to, I think, take a long hard look at itself sometimes. And I think it also reaffirms the point that, like you said, footballers, they get, a lot of them aren't perfect, but my God, they don't have to get a lot of stick.
And it's so easy, I mean, at the moment as well, there's so much said about it, but it's so easy for someone to hide behind a fake profile picture on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, abuse someone. I mean, it takes them seconds to do, and they probably think it's just a laugh, but you don't know who it affects. I mean, for me, it's just that's the main thing. And I mean, who knows what it was going on, but it's just
all we can do is extend our personal sympathies, and well, that's all you can do, really. That's all that you can. That's all that you can say. So have we got any other questions in before we finish up?
I mean, what I've got to do is, Amy said hi, so I've got to say hi there, because I know I'll get it in the neck if I don't reply.
Hello, Amy.
Sam said thoughts on Durston. He's also said, can I just say, he's asked what our pick for the Grand National is. I mean, that's a fake fan there, because if he was watching the whole thing, he'd have known that we actually had our picks.
Thoughts on Durston.
I've a cloth cap.
I'm just going to pick some random donkey and then see where it goes from there, because my tip was a non-winner.
I tell you what, today on the ITV7, I thought I was winning it. I had the Belfast one.
Belfast Beauty or Banter, that was it.
Banter, yeah. I had it for the first one. I thought, oh, here we go, I'm winning the 50 grand, but I think that was the only winner.
Well, I turned it off because one of my horses just rubbish. I just turned it off. Cheltenham. That last day at Cheltenham, I think it
we'll stick to the football. That's what we know best.
It completely ruined me, and physically and monetary wise, it just completely drained me. So I mean, well,
have we got any other questions? We usually get we had quite a few today, actually. But anyone else? I mean, any other questions? Anything? Got Norwich
Rory
big.
Thompson's. He's always Rory Thompson's put Sam Ozier clown emoji.
Well, it's hard to disagree.
I believe we have a bit of an announcement, actually.
We do. Wait, what we on? What we on about? You,
Tom? Tom Jane lovely section boys. He's the Yeovil fan.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Obviously,
I mean, it's got to be said.
On a more positive note, who's winning the Champions League? Are you still backing Chelsea? Do you know what I am? I said Chelsea. I'm going to stick with Chelsea.
I'm going to say the winner of Bayern or PSG. I'm not going to pick because I can't. I think if Lewandowski's back at Bayern, if not, I'm going to say PSG. So,
well, I feel like I push the Chelsea agenda so much.
You can't not say it now. Yeah, but no, right. Do you know what? I wrote them off, but I think it's they've got a good chance. But no, we have got a couple of things to announce before the 6 o'clock finish.
Can we just say next week I'm back at the house? I've been back home the last 2 weeks. We'll be back to normal. We'll be back on Facebook
on the Thursday though.
On the Thursday
because on the Friday, everyone knows it's the pub's opening. We did accidentally book a 12 till 8 pub session, so I don't think we'll be any fit state.
I don't think we could do another drunk MBF again.
I think it'd be a lot worse than that. But
yeah,
I was just going to say, well, keep an eye out on the social media because we have got our next interview sorted. I know it's been a while.
Been a few weeks, but we've got another interview.
And we will be doing we're not going to announce anything because it's going to be we'll put it out, get a few hints on there, see if anyone can guess.
But looking forward to doing another one of them. It's been a while, but looking forward to it.
I'll give you the first hint. It's our first ex-Gooner, albeit a very short spell. But no, we're looking forward to that. Get some clues out on the social media, see if anyone can get it. But no, like I say, thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry, it was a bit of a slow start, but can't account for absolutely terrible Sky Wi-Fi.
I'll tell you what, we've picked it up.
We managed to get a half decent show out in the end. Sometimes because on Zoom there's a bit of a time lapse. I've sometimes spoke over. So I do apologise for that, Alf. But thanks for watching and see you next week, next Thursday.
Thursday,
don't forget.
5 p.m. and back to normal. So, thank you for watching.